Yeah, Asher players have finally broken free of their chains, allowed to fly, and I believe that'll be Soren on the Asher, which is a pick that I don't think has been seen very often, but he talks about it a lot and how much he likes playing it. So very excited to see it. We see Showtime picking a really interesting comp. Big standout is Megaverse on the Rune, which there he is, looking handsome as usual. And this is one of those picks. Megaverse has such a weird goalie pool. He's got so many strange picks. He plays Rasmus, Rune. I can't actually think of another one, but those two are just like we haven't seen either of those. I think actually we saw Freds play Rasmus. Hey, welcome to Yap City, where I know what I'm talking about. But we haven't seen Rune. What's the
Yeah,
Rune doing?
exactly. That's a good point. Of course, these teams, no strangers to scrimming probably each other as well as many other teams. And so, running into a Rune, running into that sort of maybe off meta sort of goalie might be strange, might throw you off, and might be that slight interaction that you may not have memorized that could throw things for a loop.
Yeah, definitely. And getting into game, we're seeing Soren on Pauldrons, which most Ashers usually run Strike Shot. And Pauldron's obviously very nice for the size boost and the damage reduction on this 1-2 punch start. But really interesting, it means that Soren just doesn't have a lot of tools to cover cross-net shots, which means Katsuna is going to need to help a lot on defense here. Playing Luna, his signature pick, really good on it. And definitely getting things done as both barriers are down for Showtime. And Joker getting knocked out, meaning they've got a power play on their hands.
Yeah, the Joker being taken out before level 2. No less, very close to it, but of course doesn't have that second ability. And a nice clear there from Megaverse. Now NXZD almost turning the tables. Might be the one to be KO'd soon. Shionzu's able to make it work. Looking to pass off the middle. The second barrier does drop for EKC. However, look at the energy economy. 3 players now. Soon in a second, we'll have the core flip. There's the one. The pass cleared away. Shionzu with a nice shot up in the top corner. Not quite finding its mark just yet as Soren has the core flip. NXCD finds the bottom. An excellent shot from them, and the core's just moving too quick into overtime.
Yeah, we're going to overtime. We've got 1-2 punch and team player. The core will be bouncing around at mock speeds here, which I think really, really is hard for Soren to deal with as a melee goalie. That being said, though, NXCD doesn't care. Says as long as we don't lose these barriers, we never have to worry about the core speed going into the net. And really, Showtime just couldn't do anything about it. The barriers were down in an instant. And a well-placed Oni's Blade. Gonna be putting it in right there.
Yeah, and that's what's so hard about playing that Rune goalie, as you talked about before, is if you just sit on the Rune, they can't pop their abilities. I mean, it does damage, but of course, their unstable anomaly won't stay up that long. So you really have to sort of play early, which leads for a lot of outplays that we might see Katsuna or NXZD taking advantage of here.
Yeah, definitely. This Rune pick is just such a high execution thing. And hey, so is this Luna, but Katsuna is doing so well defending. That being said, Joker was able to dribble it off the barrier, get it through, and slip it right in between both Katsuna and Soren, getting in that corner and getting a point, putting Showtime on the board. I mean, this set's not over yet.
Oh, definitely not. Still plenty of room to come back as the first barrier falls. Shionzu dropped within an inch of their life, manages to survive, and the Joker just strikes it right through Soren, taking that second barrier. And look at Shionzu, low HP, retreats all the way back, and the Joker gets it done. We're tied up in set number 1, 2-2 right now. Next point takes it.
Yeah, 0.5 already off the bat. Showtime showing up for these points all of a sudden. Joker just getting these really, really nice plays on the open net, which is kind of where Kazan excels. He seems like the only character right now that can really get through a lot of these melee goalies that we've been seeing, get through around them, etc., and score where otherwise you have to push through. And there we see both barriers are down for EKC, and now they have to hold through both Shionzu and Joker here.
Yeah, here comes that turret. It's scary, and the unstable anomaly to make things worse. NXCD does get the KO and has the flip, but there's still one barrier remaining. There's no doubt that Megaverse might be able to lock it down for a little bit longer. The strike cooldown not up, and there's the flip into the corner. EKC takes this first set, and NXCD, I believe, credited with all 3 of those goals.
Yeah, what an insane flip. Catching it on just the edge. Corbin literally being behind Shionzu there, but NXCD stealing it in an instant and putting it in right out of both Shionzu and Megaverse's reach. And now we have a really interesting draft. We see Stinger on the board. Could make a big difference. Specialized training could go to anyone. I thought it would go straight to Joker, but he takes Stinger instead. Explosive Entrance falls to NXCD, one of Zentaro's best awakenings. Prime Time goes to Megaverse. Now this guy has 2 primaries, 2 pillars. Quick Strike's on 5th pick going to Soren. You're going to have some really tight dribbles. Just great interactions in the corner. Not going to be losing barriers so easily with a 20% reduction on those strikes. Really interesting. And stacks on Katsuna, I think, is actually a huge difference maker. If he's able to get those stacks up, he can make up for a lot of Luna's lack of a general core control with just raw speed. And that could just win the game if just win so many more midfield interactions and get the ball up. That being said, Joker has been knocked out. Both barriers are down for both sides, and things are looking a little dicey as the damage is really coming out in full force here.
That was a nice little mix-up there. Haven't seen that one. Unfortunately, not getting the job done, as NXCD will continue to be that thorn in his side. But, you know, that Awakening draft, I think everyone came out pretty happy. Like, there's not one person I look at and I'm like, wow, they didn't get a good Awakening. Because it seems pretty solid, all things around. And there's that explosive nature from NXCD, able to take both barriers so quickly as now Soren almost takes both of their own. Trying to get this clear out. NXCD once again with the core flip and the Joker on low HP and off the map. This is a recurring theme as it's so difficult to stay alive against this damage comp. And there we go. Katsuna finds the goal. Almost full stacks. And EKC is up 2-0 right now in this first set. Or in this second set, rather.
Yeah. Hey, they were up 2-0 in the first set, too. And Showtime was able to bring it to a 0.5. Could see that again. We see Megaverse with this core flip. And looking like he's trying to play a little bit more offensively. Unfortunately, though, unable to warp back in time. And both barriers are down. This could spell the end of the set. But not if Joker has anything to say about it. Trying to get in there. And I don't know. It looks tough. Soren has a core flip. And it's going to be so hard to get through that. Meanwhile, a straight slashing strike. But a Zentaro primary action is going to be putting it in. Putting a cap on that set. And giving EKC a 2-set lead. 1 away from winning. And a ton of stagger awakenings on the board. Sorry, I mean 2. That's a lot. 2 dash awakenings, 2 size awakenings, and Hotshot going straight to Megaverse, which could be game-changing. That is the infinite core speed hack. So much of that coming out here. And CDR, which with Prime Time is going to be so nice to see. Unstoppable going to Katsuna. Probably a deny more than anything because it counters Luna so hard. Going to be really nice, though. Soren picking up Rampage, which is interesting. Don't know how easily he'll be able to stack it, but if he can get those stacks up, it'd be one huge Asher that Showtime has to get through. I don't know. I think Megaverse with this hotshot is so intimidating, and it's going to be a big struggle to get through for EKC.
Ooh, and Shionzu finds a KO. This time, NXCD taken off the map. The Joker is still the one on low HP. But this is really the question. Is Showtime able to stay alive? And that's going to be the difference maker. Megaverse is going to have a large impact on this with that hotshot, as you mentioned. But if they just get kickoff gold, or if, you know, the whole team is getting KO'd like this, there's not much hotshot can do. And there's the core flip from Katsuna. Finds the corner. A nice angle there to get it right past Megaverse. And this is what I'm talking about. This explosive nature from the side of EKC is so hard to defend against, especially when both of your forward and midfielder are off the map.
Yeah, the 1v3 is a little difficult, especially, like you said, explosive nature is the best way to put it. Explosive Entrance Centauro and the entirety of Luna. Just anyone can dash at your net at any time. And hey, it's a little scary. That being said, Showtime was putting up a crazy offense there in the corner. But Soren is looking a little large and in charge. Gonna be hard to get through, especially with these big Asher primaries and that core flip. I don't know, things are looking so difficult for Showtime, even with Megaverse, who's, an exemplary rune player and has these wonderful pillars that can just defend from so far. How do you get through this Asher? How do you accomplish your objective of scoring goals and winning the game, especially when it's like jump scare, infinite core speed coming from downtown? What do you do about it?
That's a great question. I think they need to find the answer soon. Perhaps in that 2-0 comfort zone now might be able to bring things back, but not with a double barrier like that. NXDD almost takes the goal in 6 seconds. This team is a problem right now as they have that passive strike. Looking to get it through. A Megaverse does have the core flip. Might be able to stall out for a little bit longer, but that sort of duo defense with Katsuna is proving impenetrable. As I say that, the top barrier will fall. The Joker looking for that crooked leverage. The second barrier does go down, and Megaverse has the anomalies to help out. You just have to be careful not to let it get past. The core flip might be coming out. The double KO from NXCD and the unstable anomaly own goals. That's game 1 already. This time for EKC, and what a ridiculous showing from this team.
What just happened? What did I just watch on my screen? This NXCD guy just took out 2 guys at once. No questions asked. Shot dead in the streets in their own goal box. And that was an 11-minute game. No one breaching even 100 redirects. Short and sweet. Hey, a lot of people have been doing some yapping saying EKC with Snake Draft is gonna have a little bit of trouble. Something about limited character pools, etc. But hey, I don't think that's true at all. Especially on a 1-2 punch start, favoring damage, favoring their damage playstyle where they kill people. I don't know. It's they looked really, really strong that game. Dare I say, very fitting of the second place NASL team last season.
Yeah, definitely an expected performance. Of course, this is Showtime's first match in the NASL. This is the best of 3, so there's still plenty of chances for them to come back. The question is, what will the starting awakenings be? Of course, as you mentioned, EKC very well known for just taking people off the map. The easiest way to score is just to not have a goalie in the net, to not have a forward, to not have a midfielder, all of that. And we saw NXDD doing that. They had the stinger, they had the explosive entrance, or maybe not even the stinger, but that explosive entrance was proving dividends for them that entire game. And yeah, after that close set 1, it seemed like it was over after that 1-2 punch explosive entrance. So we'll have to see if things are countered. The next map is Clarion Test Chamber. So, maybe a more versatility in the game coming next, as some of the maps are much easier to KO on, and some of them have a giant thing in the middle that blocks the core from going through. So this one will be an interesting mix-up to see how these 2 teams adapt, and also to see what goalie pick Megaverse does. Will we see a rune again, or will we see another person?
Yeah, we could see Erasmus. I think that's could be pretty expected on this map. Has very similar barriers to Night Market, and I know most Rasmus goalie players really pick on Night Market. I'm pretty sure just also on Clarion, but I haven't seen much of it. We don't really see much Clarion Test Chamber. Like people don't go to this map very often, so I'm really looking forward to this next match. I want to know if we're going to see a Luna band come out from Showtime, because I think we see Katsuna on Luna so often, and the general consensus is that Luna is just not very good right now. But even then, Katsuna is like the Luna player, the only person who's like picking it regularly. I mean, we saw it earlier today, but like, if you had to pick someone, say this is the Luna player, it is Katsuna. And he's great on other characters, but getting him off that comfort, I think, could be big. That being said, it was really like NXDD kind of doing it all that last game. So I don't think we would see a Zentaro ban, especially because Joker can just play it. But I wonder if they might consider that, try and take out the brawler who was doing so much,
Yeah.
and leave the other two to pick what they want.
Yeah, it's a great point. And not to mention, we will see Soren actually subbed out for Zoro, who is their sub this match. So that will make things interesting. And also, EKC does not have a ban, as I believe Katsuna played with name off last game as the Luna. And EKC has selected the red side.
Oh,
Epic.
interesting. Yeah, the ban loss makes a lot of sense. That guy was in fact name off. So, pretty unfortunate, but hey, they are up a game. Got a little little bit of comfort there. Zoro coming in instead of Soren is really interesting. Uh, hey, a little bit of lore from today. Fresh drop at the CCL Dallas LAN. SLU, the team that Zoro plays on, it beat Lakeland University, Soren's team. So a little bit of a collegiate battle, but here we're seeing Zoro come in, the winner of the battle, and hey, we'll see if he can perform. Did sub in for EKC last season and did really well, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a pretty similar performance from EKC, even with the sub.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Of course, Zoro, a demon on Kai, and also has Mako in the pool, according to a little core strike lookup that I was doing on the side. Ignore
Mhm.
me. But I think that would be very interesting. Mako, of course, one of the highest pick rate goalies we've seen so far during this week one with an 83.3% win rate. Pretty crazy. So we'll have to see if we do see a Mako ban come out, because Mako is just absolutely cracked. But there's only been one Mako ban so far, so who knows? Maybe we'll see the second one on the day. You never know.
Yeah, hey, it would be a really strong ban. This Mako character is kind of running away with NASL today. Shades of Dubu Cup. It's looking pretty good, but that does place it puts Showtime in such a weird spot. You sit here, what do you ban? Well, today I've looked at my screen. They've banned Luna. None of that happening. And first pick now, which is what EKC banned last game, and obviously now really, really strong in general. Independent of anything else, but also has plenty of tools to deal with damage. But in response, EKC has drafted Era and X, which is pretty scary, because obviously that is just a really strong comp. It is a comp that performs constantly. They have great synergy together. Era make X big, X go crazy mode on him, and it's a really great red side pick. And I think why EKC picked the red side is that they were saying, like, we don't have a ban. We're pretty comfortable just picking two characters that are just good, have good synergy together. Like picking Amy and Zentaro is also a really strong red side pick, but Era X, we'll be seeing it come out. Showtime picking Mako and Asher, though. That's going to be Mako for Megaverse, which is, I think, the first time in a very, very long time I'm going to see this guy on a conventional goalie. Something that we've been seeing picked a lot. And then Joker on the Asher, a bit of a wizard on the pick. Goes kind of crazy. And let's see, EKC's comp is going to be rounded out by Kai. A little bit of Zoro on the Kai action. Bit of a Kai player, like you said. I'm really excited for this match. I think there's going to be a lot going on.
100%. I think Clarion is just such an interesting map, right? There's so many different ways to play it. And I mean, I'm sure all the teams have figured it out by now, of course, but it is, you know, the second most recent map in the game, if that means anything. I'm sure these people have played thousands of games since then. And here we see it. I think Awakenings are going to be a huge part of this, especially with Shionzu on the now, which is a terrifying combination. Nowhere's no. Yeah, that's a scary thing to run into. So we'll have to see if Katsuna and NXZD are able to scale, or if they're just going to get absolutely punched through by this other team.
Yeah, I think a very, very important thing to note is that the start was Ariel's Might of Colossus, and Era and X are both characters that are considered like a top tier must pick or ban on Might of Colossus start because X is so strong with it. You know, his ult gives him size, which means that he just gets power off of it now. Era gives him size and 70 power, so just like so much power can be coming out of this guy. He's super strong. Mako, though, also incredibly strong on the pick. It gives size to teammates, and so is Asher with 125 base power, and obviously no ways to increase her size by herself. But with that Mako, I think Joker could pull off some devious shenanigans with a ton of power, and just like both these forwards want size, and they're going to be battling for it. And Megaverse could even like very comfortably deny size from NXCD if needed. There's a lot at play this game, and even though I think Era X is super intimidating coming out from EKC, Showtime definitely has a really strong chance, especially with this now, but with the Asher pick and just scaling with size. Whichever team scales with size, this game will win. Oh my god!
Ooh.
But with Zoro running up and Katsuna dropping the flip on the line, that's going to be point one going to EKC.
That's right, and I'm scared when I see the chemistry for EKC right now. We see NXZD about to use the bell ringer, and Katsuna with the perfect timing on the buff, just to catch people off guard. You know, that hitbox growing slightly in size can be just enough to throw you off if you're a goalie. Combination to look out for as we go throughout this game as Megaverse drops one barrier. Joker looking to get through, gets one, but Shionzu on such low HP, trying to dodge, trying to use this proximity drone to heal, but is still such low HP. Ends up getting staggered by that core flip. The Maelstrom coming through, not enough quite yet. As NXZD in a scary situation, almost off the map, and Zoro is past the midfield line. As NXZD with that assistance gets it through. EKC is looking dominant right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Zoro on his momentum boots pick. Yeah, 15% speed, and that sticks around even when you cross the goalie line. So, or the midfield line, which means this guy is just moving fast so often and can push up. Kind of like eject button. It's just super scary. That being said, Joker giving him a little love tap, taking off the boots, but still, all of this pressure coming out from Zoro is going to be incredibly scary. Kai is so fast, can be in so many places at once. But Joker with the great strike and a great core flip from Shionzu will put it in, and Showtime's not out of this set yet. They've still got a little bit of life left, and they're still making it happen.
Oh, absolutely not. That was a precise angle there. They are still in it 100%. That Era speed boost with a nice little activation in the center. We'll take the one barrier. Shionzu heals all the way back up. That is the advantage of the now. We'll have to see if they're able to make it work. The Joker trying to get past this Maelstrom. The pass to Shionzu is good, but Katsuna just misses it. Able to get it on that second go around. Zoro is flying on this side of the field. There's the bell ringer coming through. The punch is good. Megaverse has the core flip, forced to use it there. Chooses the opposite direction of Katsuna, who does have it. This is going to be a scary situation. NXCD playing with that environmental hazard. The core flip comes out, but a beautiful primary from Shionzu will keep them alive for a little bit longer, as Showtime is somehow staying in this.
Yeah, Showtime holding on for dear life as EKC is holding on to this barrier, but it goes down with a great place. Well placed. Mind-bending now mine that Shionzu put down. That just absolutely destroyed me single-handedly. And but a great Era beam, and NXCD standing in the right place is going to be putting it in for EKC, and they take the first set 3-1, and that's really scary. That's really terrifying because there's Rampage on the board, Among Titans on the board,
When you see it,
and Monumentalist being
there it
taken,
is.
being denied from Shionzu. That's insane. That is wild because there's so many strong awakenings for X here, like Adrenaline Rush, Stinger, Reverberation, and then the obvious one, Rampage. Like that is a wild deny. Shionzu picks up Primetime instead, and Katsuna goes Rampage instead, denying it from Joker, not letting him have it, and Among Titans being picked up by Zoro, which means this X is still getting 15% size coming off the draft, and Zoro gets a ton more speed. But I'm still in shock. What a wild choice with like so many good awakenings on the board to just say, yep, cannot be letting the Monumentalists go through.
I mean, I guess that proves how big of an impact that makes on this character. And look at Zoro. Doesn't even need the Among Titans to make up for that size difference as the barrier finally falls, crossing that midfield line. It's NXCD flying up with that boost from Katsuna, not able to punch it through, but will get the orb in the goalie net. Pass in the midfield, blocked away, and almost an unfortunate angle there. In Clarion, NXCD has the core flip. You just got to get it to him. Burned away, but the strike war is won. NXCD is just ego checking this team over and over again, and eventually there's enough cooldowns to make it work.
Yeah, I mean, he's just so big. He's such a large guy at all times. And strike warring this guy is so difficult. He can just wait until you strike and then, and react to it. The core will just be in his hitbox by the time he realizes. And, but also, he's pretty big in these side lanes that are a little narrow, a bit of a tight fit. Could be dangerous to be standing that close to the edge, and Joker will be taking him out. That being said, only one barrier off power play, and Zoro running up, just playing third forward.
Funny. I love this. Oh, there's the barrier taken. Now stuck in that bottom lane, ping-ponging it back and forth. A good clear from Shionzu. Will make it work. Megaverse has to try to get it through, but they're hiding in this speed lane. Joker looking for the shot bottom corner, but EKC is just too quick. They have so much speed and so many speed awakenings. The Joker looking to stuff it through. The core flip from Zoro will come out. And look at where they're playing right now. Almost all three players are past the midfield line from EKC.
Yeah, I mean, Katsuna, the furthest one back. But that being said, gets punished as Joker stuns Zoro as he's trying to run back. And nobody from EKC is able to get back in time. Fortunately, flew a little bit too close to the sun. Gonna be dropping a point off of that, which means Showtime could start mounting a comeback. A little bit of momentum on their side. We'll have to see. But Zoro, again, completely undeterred by what just happened and still running up. And both barriers dropping. Looking really confident here, but NXCD is low and gets knocked out. This power play could be just what Showtime needs to get back in this point.
Oh, absolutely. And now the double KO as Zoro is taken off the map. It just has to touch that primary, and that it does. The Joker looking for the dribble up top. Katsuna is so quick. They're on the other side of the strike war. They're just past the Joker all the time as a good Giga saves it. And then yet another clear by Zoro, and this time the tables have turned. EKC with the power play as Megaverse just stalling things out. Using that prison, looking for anything. NXCD missing the dash. As now the Joker has it. The core flip was so important for this set. Now you just have to pick the right angle. What a beautiful barrage from Zoro. Keeps their hopes alive for a little bit longer. This Megaverse has to find this clear, and the demon angle from Shionzu off the top corner will be enough to get it done. One more point remains in this set if Showtime is able to take the next one.
Yeah, really well played by Showtime. They were able to get really important KOs, capitalize there, and hey, they're 1 point away from winning the set. Could get a little bit of awakening draft priority. Be really nice. They're beating the crap out of NXCD in the midfield right now. This guy's looking a little low. Dashes for an orb. But now, really just one barrier down from each side. Not a whole lot has happened yet. Both these teams kind of fight through the neutral state of the game to get something to happen. Katsuna also low. Joker going for the kill. A couple of flips being dropped, but just kind of a stalemate all around.
That's right. NXCD with the core flip, but on low HP as Shionzu is getting tossed around. One ability into that speaker, and it is game over. But will heal themselves up all the way back to full. The power of now, and it's traded immediately back. NXCD taken out, but the core drifts into that barrier. Zoro is so far past the line. You just have to get it past the Joker, and there it is. This barrier falls. All three players now in the net. The core flip comes out. Will save it for a little bit longer, but the Joker reads that clear. The Zoro not high enough. As Showtime takes the first set for their team.
Yeah. The Joker had a beautiful dash that stunned NXCD and pushed him out of the way and completely removed him from the from being able to hit the core at all. He kind of opted out of a strike war and then was able to hit it back in off Zoro's clear. Gets quick strike off that, which is really big. I mean, try defending against quick strike Asher. It's so hard. And no pick from Zoro means Shionzu is just going to take Catalyst. The energy is fully on the side of Showtime now. Zoro locking in a hot shot. NXCD picking up some stagger is going to help him live a little bit longer. And Katsuna having an extra special going to be really nice for these NATOs coming off, pick off every time, and just a way shorter cooldown. I believe 15 seconds. But I don't know. Energy and a dash awakening on Megaverse to go faster means that these guys are just going to be skating around the map, striking the ball a ton, and getting a ton of energy to just core flip constantly. I think that is terrifying, especially when they were able to win the last set. Pretty well, all things considered. Showtime is looking incredibly favored this game all of a sudden.
Yeah, this is scary. You can already see the pace of the game and how much it's changed. The speed, I feel like, has almost doubled with this, with these awakenings, with peak performance. There's the core flip coming out already. The Joker has one of their own. Nice clear, gets it past that primary. There's the flip into the corner. Zoro forced to use their own and won't get it back as quickly as Shionzu with that catalyst. Just slowly building energy, striking it back and forth. Good clear by Megaverse, gets it away from that Maelstrom. Or in an awkward spot now. A good clear to the corner. You really have to be careful of these corners with those small environmental hazard platforms. One wrong angle and that could spell the end. And a nice primary from Shionzu with that drone. Stuffs Zoro. And look at this. Showtime all of a sudden able to just start getting points.
Yeah, a light camera action. Shionzu is there on the scene, ready to make it happen with a beautiful strike primary. And even though it is just a now bread and butter, with the pace of the core and how well spaced it was, it is just like, it's basic, but it's so well executed. It's still just nice to see. That being said, Showtime has lost both barriers. NXCD has a core flip, but Shionzu in there, working to get both these barriers now as Joker fighting off NXCD. But that's a core flip, and that's going to be a little bit of what we in the biz like to call a puffy angle. Cross net shot, putting it in. And EKC is on the board for this set.
That's right. If you asked me which one of these 6 players had quick strikes right now, I probably would tell you Shionzu. This ability usage is almost perfect coming out of them, able to stuff the core so many times, despite the Joker having the quick strikes, which is insane, just the power. And you understand why NXCD took Monumentalist during set number 1, because look at the threat that Shionzu is generating for EKC. Here we see the Joker looking for the core flip, able to find the one barrier, looking for the second. Shionzu just high. And all 5 players in the net, making sure this does not go through. Mistiming your strike is sure defeat. And Shionzu now again gets it past the Joker with a nice read. The clear, not quick enough. The Joker looking to put it past Katsuna, and it finds its mark with that primary drone again. So powerful. Shionzu with yet another goal. But don't count EKC out yet.
What an immaculate snipe on the cross clear there from Shionzu, and it's just like you said. The monumentalist deny was absolutely warranted. This guy is going crazy right now. Does get, punched into the abyss. A little bit of damage from the stage, and just now having so little stagger. I mean, Shionzu is taken out, but back already. Power play not netting EKC much, and it already off the bat, an insane primary is going to be giving them that last barrier. Showtime is just looking exceptional right now. Their play is outstanding. Their damage on X, even with that stagger awakening, is going crazy, and Joker is skating right now on Zoro. Almost puts it in. Katsuna's there to save it. NXT still low, getting tossed around the map. This point is going crazy right now.
Yeah, it's hard to tell who's goalie and who's forward. Sometimes they'll see NXT, sometimes I'll see Zoro. Shionzu now with the flip, looking to get it up to the Joker with a good read. The secondary not quick enough to get it through, but that will. Showtime with yet another set. And look at this, they're up 2-1 now. 1 point away from potentially winning, and surely Shionzu is the one that gets MVP. We'll have to see which one of these will make the biggest difference, and it might be rapid fire.
All right, it just might be rapid fire. That's going to be primetime rapid fire, which is like incredibly strong. Now, obviously, the infinite primary glitch, and with how these primaries have been going for Shionzu, it's if I was in EKC spot, I would be terrified. Bulk up though, going to NXT means it's 2 stagger awakenings, and trying to knock out this X is going to be incredibly hard. Size being picked up by Zoro, I think, is really funny with the Among Titans. A little bit to compensate for the small size, and other than that, another stagger awakening on the Joker. Very similarly, makes him hard to knock out. And on the Asher character, and with all of these abilities that are so strong for taking people out, and an insane primary and flip from Shionzu. This catalyst energy, getting a flip 30 seconds into a match and then using it to KO is insane. Showtime is here to play. They are putting up numbers, and I think that flip is going to kill Zoro. That mine is going to block the core flip, and Joker's going to win that strike war. They have everything in their favor right now.
This is an insane match, and I expect nothing less from players of this caliber. This draft is so interesting as well because it almost forces Zoro to play more defensive with that team player. That core speed going to be so much quicker than it was before. So we might see some more defense being forced out. The Joker with no energy might take some damage here as NXT does have the core flip. But a beautiful shot finds its mark. Megaverse has the flip, trying not to use it as Shionzu does come back up. Walk through that goopy sludge right away. Taking a little bit of damage, but a nice strike by NXT with the double ability usage. Taking out the Joker and just getting it right past in the top corner. That was unexpected.
Yeah, really well played by NXT, able to put it in. And I'm noticing a bit of a trend, and it's that they were able to KO Shionzu that last point and get the barriers off of it, and then score shortly after. And I think that might be their win condition with how little stagger Shionzu has. Even with the healing, once they can get through that, if they're able to just knock him out, they could be able to get things done. Because right now, Joker is going to town on the barriers, getting them left and right. All barriers down. Things are looking a bit tough.
Ooh.
Oh, but a crazy beam from Katsuna will be putting it in, and EKC is not out of it yet.
Yeah, beautiful bewitching beam there from Katsuna. We saw the core going around the world with that speed. We'll have to see if it changes on this section of the map, as the Joker does have energy advantage, but NXT is very close. Joker has the size and is looking to be a problem in the goalie box of EKC. But there's the flip coming out. Shionzu on low HP, forced to evade, now staggered. Able to retreat for the orb and get a good clear. This is scary now, I feel like, for Zoro to look out for. Because once that core is stuck on that side, it is not as easy to get it out as you might think. Shionzu has that flip, just waiting for the perfect opportunity. Now might be, but a good ult will keep it stuck in the middle. Megaverse in a scary situation here with that core in the corner, but the Joker ult will help to clear it away, and we're back to neutral.
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking at NXCD. Oh, well, we're not looking at him anymore. He's gone. I was going to say he's looking a little huge, but perhaps just a bit too big. Gets knocked out. Katsuna forced to flip there. But Joker has to flip right in front of the net and is able to put it in. And Showtime wants this set. They want this game to end now. They want to go to game 3.
Yeah, this is golden goal territory right here. Showtime 1 away from taking it to map 3. You know, this isn't something I necessarily expected coming in based off that first game. But Showtime is putting on a good show for us. Megaverse does have that core flip. Might be able to keep things alive. NXCD trying to hide. Shionzu looking to get it past the Joker with a beautiful read, and that's game 2. Showtime takes game number 2. We're 1-1 in this series, and we're going to a map 3. What an incredible showing from these two teams. Showtime stepping it up. Shionzu on that now is a threat and wants everybody to know it. NXCD, you know, first set has to deny Monumentalist, which is absolutely insane. To, you know, just something to have that much impact on the game. We see 258 redirects from Shionzu. You know, I mentioned the Joker having quick strike earlier, and Shionzu looking like they have it. 258 is an absolutely ridiculous showing. No one on the side of EKC even breaking 200. Zoro with 199. But my gosh, Showtime making it work and sending us to map 3, which will be Taiko Temple. And this is something that I'm very interested in. Of course, Taiko Temple being a very strong map for creations. We might see someone like a Now absolutely shine on there. We might see a Now ban, of course, after the performance from this game. But either way, an incredible game 2. And I'm excited to see what's going to happen here in game 3. Yeah. So Zyoshi, unfortunately, that goal was so nice that his PC crashed. So I'm not sure if we're hopping into a break or not, but either way, I'm going to be here yapping. Go ahead, chat. Type in things that you want me to say and talk about. He is gone. He is absolutely gone. But I'm really excited for the rest of the NASL. Of course, this is only week 1. And Showtime, their first time all together as a full team in the NASL is very, very, very exciting. And you know, if we get to see more matches like this, that's definitely the case.
Chat, I climbed out. I'd like to formally apologize. World, someone is out to get me, but hey, well, hey, like I said earlier, I'm having a great day today.
we can hear him from the ethers, as Yoshi's aura is so strong that you don't even need the camera on it working. So game 3, you know, as we mentioned, will be on Taiko Temple. I was talking about while you were gone, Yoshi, Shionzu on the Now. Will we see a Now ban on this map 3? Or what do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I think it is. If EKC doesn't ban Now, I would I would do a backflip. I don't know. That would be absurd because I feel like they always ban Now. Just off off cooldown because it is really hard for them to deal damage when the enemy team has someone that can heal it off. And as we saw from the last game, Shionzu is a little bit of a prodigy on the Now. Did some crazy things and put on a performance worthy of the team name Showtime. So I think anything other than a now ban would shock me to my very core.
That's right. And we do see Zoro not in the lobby right now. So we potentially see Soren perhaps take over once again, or maybe Zoro comes back. Who knows? Maybe they put another substitute on. I don't know what these guys are doing, but I definitely like watching it. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple player swaps. It's always nice to see a team put in players that are on the bench. Just hey, get some playtime. You know, it's not every day that you have an opportunity to play in NASL. So getting a little bit of that, always good to see, and very nice. Even if there is a substitution and Soren comes back, uh, hey, still, still pretty cool. I think Zoro was going incredibly crazy that last game. So, if I were him, I would be very proud.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that was a great showing from both of these teams. Map 1 was not as close, and map 2 seemed to be the exact same. I think map 3 is going to be very interesting. We'll have to see how they adapt. I'm not quite sure what the starting awakenings will be just yet. Actually, I am. Reptile Remedy and Team Player will be the two starting ones on the screen here. We do see the Now ban come out from EKC, and we see the Luna ban once again from Showtime. Do not want to deal with that ult. And sure enough, Soren will be back in his rightful position as goalie for this map number 3. Time to absolutely lock in. What do you think of the two team picks here? I see EKC is on the Asher Julie Juno comp. I think that will definitely be interesting.
Yeah, Asher, Julie, and Juno are all characters that I really like on this map. Julie, maybe not so much, but I think the value of Juliet has been wildly underrated recently. Character character is very simple. She dash punches, sometimes she ults, and otherwise you're left with just your strikes. But that being said, she still will always produce a bare minimum value. You either get a kill or you get a barrier with your dash punch. And so especially in the corner on a map like this, dealing with dash punch is super difficult. But you know what else is difficult to deal with? Era X. And might I even go a step further and say Mako Era X, which is just such a strong comp. It's very easy to execute on this comp's win condition. You make the X big, you make your team fast, and the X go fast, do score, Era hit ball, get it to X, Mako defend barrier.
I couldn't have said it any better myself.
Yeah, hey, that's all you need. And look, it's got both barriers, and it just got that goal. Nothing wrong with a little bit of Mako Era X action. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. The only thing wrong is if you're maybe a fan of EKC, as now you have to worry about Showtime putting on this whole show. It's their time to use Era X.
Yeah, the comp has traded hands, but I do want to say I think EKC's comp is looking really good. Asher on this map seems really nice because I mean look at that, drop down the airship and then just hold in the corner. Joker able to get around it, winning against it. Super cool, but I don't know. This Juliet is going crazy. Oh, but defended away by Megaverse. Incredibly well done. I think the big thing I like about the EKC comp though is the Juno, but I also again like Mako Era X, and I like the Joker just winning these interactions in the goal box, looking really good.
Oh
wow.
My gosh. That's one of the fastest KOs I've seen. As both barriers drop right away, and we're almost done with the first set in perhaps under 2 minutes, and there it is. Sure enough, Showtime putting on a little show for us, although not too long. It might be like an anime episode, 24 minutes. Might see it even quicker than that. The Joker will get MVP. And look at this draft. Extra special, quick strike. This is a charcuterie board of X Awakenings.
Yeah, absolutely. Recovery drone and Rampage. Joker going for the Rampage. And I think there's not a right option, but Rampage is really strong here because Mako era X, as the entire comp, funnels into X, and so Joker should just be getting these barriers and becoming absolutely massive. Which I remember when Rampage first dropped, people did not think very highly of it, but it seems like the public opinion's coming around a lot, and this Rampage Awakening is looking a little strong. Because as long as you don't die, you just can get levels of size that haven't been in the game since launch. And so, incredibly dangerous. Being said, we do see Katsuna picking up quick strikes, which is going to be very difficult to deal with. NXCD getting explosive entrance, which means that these dash punches is a really easy way to just knock X off the field and take away those Rampage stacks. It's going to be really lethal, and Soren getting size, meaning that's Big Asher that has a revive, and Big Asher that's going to be defending these barriers with that double size.
My
and
God.
NXCD is on something right now, taking these barriers, opening up the net for Showtime, and Megaverse has a flip, is going to use it because EKC almost put the ball in right there.
Yeah, that is insane. The core flip usage on this map, of course, the skill ceiling. We're reaching levels that we haven't reached so far with these angles. And the core is moving so fast now in overtime. It feels like someone picked Hotshot, even though that was left neglected last draft. It's Katsuna, the pass up to NXCD, not good enough, but there's the punch through. NXCD finds one for EKC. And I mean, I'm not even sure if that was at any fault of Showtime. The core is just moving too quickly.
Yeah, the core is moving insanely fast. Both Soren and Katsuna have team player. You're going to be moving a little bit slow, especially when it hits overtime. Oh, NXCD with that explosive entrance, trying to get out of the corner. But Showtime just keeps putting it back. And it's such a threat in the corner, especially with a player like Shionzu, who is so just good at the game. He hits the ball really well, and is showing it off right here as both barriers are down. Joker has 3 Rampage stacks, and both forwards on Showtime have a core flip.
There's one down, and there's the second as the Joker burns it. The core is moving so quick that your reaction time really has to be on point, and sometimes just slips through. A nice save from Megaverse once again, able to lock down this final barrier as Soren sitting naked in the net. Shionzu looking to get that strike through, almost does. And the dash from the Joker coming out, not quite enough against Soren. There's that jail burned away. The 2 forwards looking for something. A nice clear away from Soren. Keeps things alive for a little bit longer, but now you have to win a strike war against Shionzu. Or at least get the core quick enough to get it right past them. NXCD trying to find the punch. Just not able to, is again denied away by Megaverse. Doing such a good job holding down the fort. As now they have the core flip, which will make them do it even easier. As we reset here, once again, looking for something. Soren just trying to get it through, hoping the forward or midfielder can do something to get this final barrier. As the Joker trying to punch it through the top corner, saved away again by Soren. As this time the bell ringer sends it back, not quite getting the barrier, but 2 core flips on the board, and it does fall. But the Joker finds the bottom corner for Showtime. 1-1 in set number 2. And we're in for a series.
We are absolutely in for a series. Joker still sitting on 3 Rampage stacks, but new point means new opportunity to get more. With 3 Rampage stacks alone, that is what, almost 30% extra size and opportunity for even more. But maybe not if EKC can just score faster than these barriers can go down. Next level strategy to deny Rampage stacks. Just don't let the enemy team score. But that's going to be 1, which means that is, what, 35% size on Joker. He's getting big, and that's such a threat. because that means that he can just start matching Soren's size with that of his own. That's another one. He's at 42.5%. Start counting. Oh, and a great core flip from Shionzu. Get a little love tap from Joker as it goes through. We'll send it in. And Showtime is on set point.
Yeah, this is scary. You know, you always talk about the era X comp scaling, but you don't talk about the literal size of X scaling with this comp. I mean, the Joker now on so big has 5 stacks already on that rampage. And just look at the size. We saw him able to read that flip earlier and get the pass into the top corner by just sitting in the middle. Definitely scary as Megaverse burns this core flip here. Soren has a little laugh about that one as they do get their barrier taken by the Joker. Looking for something in the core, almost drifting through. That size and that maelstrom is terrifying. Thankfully, has the primary to rely on as Katsuna abusing these quick strikes on the bottom, trying to stall time. There is a core flip, but now you just have to get it past, and it's so difficult for EKC to get through Megaverse as well as the defense.
Yeah, really, but
goes in.
Yeah, Shionzu winning a great strike war against Katsuna there, puts it in, and yeah, we're really just seeing this Mako era X comp come to life as Joker is just, he is so huge. He's probably going to be picking up stacks on stacks here, which is, yep, there it is. And just like Joker has so many, he has all the important stats that X cares about. His base kit gives him 30 extra power. He has a ton of size from Rampage once he gets that going. And now he has stacks. And I think the big thing holding it together is the Reptile Remedy start, meaning that he has extra stagger to help him survive and a way to heal by striking the core, which when you're that big, it's kind of hard not to do. So like he really just, the stars have aligned, and this is one of the best X builds I've ever seen. That all being said, NXCD picking up Prize Fighter and Katsuna picking up Aerials could have an answer to all this as both barriers go down for Showtime. Draft not entirely in Showtime's favor, despite Joker just getting like absolutely perfect awakenings. I think EKC kind of made off slightly better. Interesting to see what's going to go on. But what's going to go on is Shionzu is going to make a great pass to Joker, and he's going to put it in right there.
That's right. I mean, these two players are so strong in the forward midfield position. Of course, you know, these two trying to help each other out. That's the goal. Get it up to X, make X giant, and then take the goal. And here we see it right away. Punched through by the Joker. Will take both barriers, looking for that goal now that both of them are open. Megaverse has to try and keep this one alive. One barrier falls and one left to go as the Joker sends it back into the side. Scary situation here is now you have to try to take that strike war. You don't want to. The Joker is huge, almost gets it through, and the core is stuck up here in this corner. Katsuna now with the flip, with the mix-up, burns Megaverses. Megaverse trying to lock this down now. Both barriers open. But is it too little, too late? Here comes the onslaught. The Joker is so huge, and Shionzu's off the map. And the core flip is good from NXDD. Finds that bottom corner. We're 1-1 in set number 3.
Yeah, these two teams going toe-to-toe. But just like last set, Joker has 4 Rampage stacks, and each new point is a new opportunity to start stacking up. And with that core flip too, could make something big happen. Could even go for a barrier in the middle, but gets one in the corner there. A crazy dash punch almost takes out Shionzu though. Incredibly scary. But Joker trying to cook it up off the drum, unable to get anything to happen. And I don't know, Katsuna is just controlling the ball so well, keeping it out on the side of Showtime and preventing them from doing anything. But Joker gets it in for just a moment, and he's so big! He's bigger than Soren, who has 2 size awakenings!
He's huge! I mean, he has 6 Rampage stacks right now, and he just punched it through the entirety of EKC. And just like that, Showtime is 1 point away from taking this dub in week number 1. This is ridiculous showing from them on these maps. The Era X, they saw it almost work, and they're making it work for them. The Joker has the dream build, and it's only been 2 drafts.
It's showing up with just insane awakenings, stacks on stacks. He's moving so fast. Mako speed, Mako size. Oh, but that's it.
Oh,
all of it's gone. Everything he had is gone, and now things are looking up for EKC as they have everything in their favor now. Joker has nothing, and if Showtime wants to win this point and win this entire series right now, they have to start from scratch. EKC has so much more momentum now off that kill, and these great strike wars from NXCD and a great barrier take from Katsuna means they really want to win this set now. Get it done. Stay in the game.
And this core is flying, and they have the kit to do it. But NXDD has 3 prize fighter stacks and is dealing a lot of damage. There's that second barrier down as the core flip burned away by Katsuna, looking for something. There's the pass up from NXDD, but Shionzu responds just in time. The Maelstrom coming to help out. Katsuna looking for it off the drum, almost in the net. These are scary clears from both sides. The Demon Angle finds it, will go in past the Megaverse secondary, and Soren's core is just too quick, and we're tied up 2-2, although Showtime 1 point away from taking this entire series. They have the chance to win it all here, and will they take it? The energy economy slightly favoring them. Showtime looking for a strike through. Looking for something. Shionzu gets past them, and Katsuna almost with that jump. One barrier falls, and there's the second. The Joker is so big. He's punching it through. Shionzu just has to find the opportunity to pass it. There's the dash, and not good enough. Has the flip, though. KOs the goalie, and that is it. Showtime winning this entire series, taking map number 3 on Taiko Temple. GG's to both of these teams, and what an incredible series.
What an incredible series indeed. One that looked so EKC favored in the beginning. You know, that game 1 was so dominant by them, but Showtime able to get their bearings and bring it back in games 2 and 3 in very impressive showings. And I don't know. There's just not much to say. They just played well, played to their win conditions, and got it done. Sometimes Mako Era X is all you need.
Sometimes that is all you need, and that gets the job done. That's the reason why Mako is one of the highest picked goalies in the league right now. I believe it's been played 8 times today, and it's won 6 times. It's a 75% win rate, and a ridiculous showing from everyone who has played it. Is this character weak? I don't think so.
Might be looking a little strong. 75% win rate is not something to scoff at. And yeah, I don't know. It's a character that buffs your entire team. It's hard for that to be bad. Hard to go wrong there. But that all being said, those are all the matches for NASL Season 4 Week 1. Don't really have much left